Hi, Aries. This is your astrology reading for the month of April for all Aries signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Now, if you're new to the channel, I always try to tell you, check out all of them, whether it's your Sun, Moon, Rising, even your Venus if you're incredibly sensitive right now, because it might help you understand for an overall view. Otherwise, I make sure that I throw out there, if you are a moon sign, Aries, or a Venus sign, Aries, then I'm getting more into your sensitivities, your emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical sensitivities, and depth of self, more than I am the houses exactly. But I'm speaking about that very kind of energies along that line, just to help you understand how this is going. Spirit is saying you're coming into a self-awareness, like a growth of self-awareness. But your my cat. But your hi baby. Mwah. Why don't you just hang out right here? I don't wanna. I wanna do what I wanna do. No, how cats are. You're coming into a growth, self-esteem, self-worth, self-value. We're kind of all coming into that. A new level of personal foundations. But for you, you have all kinds of, wow, and I wanted to say drama going on, at least for some of you, in your communication zone. You got Venus in your communication zone. Now, that can be incredibly glorious. I mean, she can charm your way into anything and get what you want and make it work for you. And bring that back to money, too, because she rules money. But Venus, like I said, I don't see Venus as love. I see Venus as our sensitivities. So if you're on the right side of Venus right now and you're in positive outlooks, then she's helping you communicate in healthy ways and charming ways, helping you use the correct words to make things work for you. However, if you're not on the right side of Venus and you're incredibly sensitive and insecure, you may be full on word vomiting some shit this month. Because Venus also speaks to you about what you love and why it's ooey gooey, soft and chewy, and yay, and please, can I have some more, sir? Or, well, you betrayed me, you hurt me, you lied to me, and full on in those emotions. So depending on where you take it, that really will make a big difference. And they are saying that really use your wits about you, use your intellect about you. Your communication is definitely important this month. Your delivery system of the words you're trying to say and the communication you're trying to put out is going to be incredibly important. Listen to your heart, not your head. Your heart is going to tell you the truth. But you may be very frustrated. You may be angry. You may be going over some sexual issues, whether it's sacral chakra issues and feeling good about yourself, being creative and believing in yourself, having confidence in yourself as far as that sexuality goes, or actual sexual frustration within a relationship. This is about finding out what, I'm trying not to say it sexually, but what pleasures you. Because that's the way Spirit's saying it. What brings you pleasure? Venus wants to enjoy that. Not harp on the bad stuff, but she will point it out. She will point out where the grief, sorrow, shame, and blame is. She will point out where the fears are in that communication area. But don't be in your head in a negative way. When you notice that, get out of it. Because the grief, sorrow, shame, blame, and those insecurities are actually a lower vibration that will bring you down more. Is there anything else? You may be really dealing with throat chakra, but also with root and sacral chakra, is what they're saying. And some kind of transformation within your self-realization or your dreams, your goals, your ambitions, your will itself. Okay, before I get into any more astrology, I don't know exactly what it is that's going on with the... It's from the 19th through the 25th, because Spirit just keeps alerting me on it. And at this point, I'm down to my last 3 videos, so I'm just putting it out there anyway. Something is definitely coming in, some kind of energy from the 19th through the 25th, but I've been extending it and saying it's more like from the 16th through the 25th. Now, this is when the sun is moving out of your sign. Out of your first house and into your second house. And I'm going to explain it a lot better directly to you and then what I'm talking about in a minute. But you have the new moon on the 22nd. So I'm kind of skipping the full moon in the beginning. I'm going directly to the new moon. And I'll come back to the full moon afterwards, considering this is what Spirit's directing me at. Oh, by the way, happy birthday. Because it's still your birthday up until the 19th when the sun moves into Taurus. Okay. You have Chiron in your sign. You also have Lilith in your sign. And you have the sun in your sign. So you're very much in your self-awareness. You're very much in your core. You're very much shining and being seen and being illuminated, whether that's good or bad, for however you are bringing out your personality. You're very much getting in touch with your identification and your image, your appearance. Whether it's physical appearance or, how you are perceived by others. It is definitely being noticed up until the 19th. Chiron here, though, is also pointing out things about this very awareness of self that I don't want to say is slipped, but somehow behooved you, is what they just said. Somehow you've lost it along the way. Somehow, because Chiron is about the wounded healer. So there's something about your appearance, your personality, your core, that you're realizing is shifting or is changing. Or it's trying to point out parts that really don't serve you. And trying to figure out how to change that cycle right from your very core. So either you're noticing this already or you're going to be noticing this over the next few years. But either way, it's a shifting of your actual depth of your identification and coming into a more authentic self. The thing is, when it moves into the second house, the sun is moving into Taurus, which is directly accessing your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem. Taurus wants luxury. Taurus wants the best things, but Taurus is also stubborn as shit. Taurus can be, reliable, dependable, yet it can be incredibly patient, even though it can lose its mind at the same time. It's very funny how it is. I mean, patient as in it will do the hard work. It will put forth that hard energy. It's very grounded. It will think itself through for whatever task it's up against. It can be bullheaded for all the right reasons or all the wrong reasons. Now, for you, you got to understand Taurus also has Uranus here now. Independence, individuality, uniqueness, freedom, an inventive self. Mixed with your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem. That's just flat out your authenticity. And coming to accept it. Coming to value yourself. Coming to invest in self. And coming into finding security with who and what you are. And as you strengthen that, it strengthens your manifestation, because it then starts to bring money to you. It brings small possessions to you that support that self-worth, that self-value, self-esteem. The second house is also how we create and spend our money. This is why I said, if you're in the higher self-worth, you're creating it more from a place from within you that you love. That is more along the lines of your purpose and coming into that inner creativity and exploring and branching out because you're secure with who and what you are. But when you're not secure, you haven't found your hidden talents. Then instead of having possessions, small possessions that you own because you've gotten them through that security and that strengthening of all of that, when it's tapping into the opposite side of that the opposite side where there is no self-worth, there is no self-value, there is lack of self-esteem, you're very insecure. This is where possessions become possessive and controlling. So, like I said, you've got a new moon coming in on the 22nd in Taurus. The sun is here, the moon is here, Uranus is here, and it really depends on where you are on that security front, inner emotional security front, self-worth, self-value, self-esteem. Have you invested in you? Are you investing in reorganizing, redecorating, reshape-shifting into the true authenticity that is you? Because if you've been fighting that truth and holding on to those griefs, sorrow, shame, blame, fear, insecurities, at this time you're going to become very possessive, very controlling. And the idea is, it's a new moon. It's about moving forward in healthy, positive ways, not controlling ideas of virtue. Sorry, this is just the words that Spirit's putting in my mouth. So this is going to talk to you about really tapping into what you value and why you value it. And does it truly serve you and bring security to this? Not just this, but to this. Now, like I said, on the 19th, the sun enters Taurus. On the 22nd is that new moon in Taurus. New beginnings. New beginnings, new ideas, new ventures. And for you, it's supposed to be in that investment of self-security, which also leads to money. But we're also talking about this from the universal scale of all of the world around you. And with everything that's going on right now, there are a lot of people who are insecure. So I'm giving you that warning depending on where you are versus the world around you. Like I just said, if you are secure, it's okay to have possessions, to have things that you enjoy, things that help you become who and what you are, strengthen that authenticity, strengthen that individuality and whatnot, like our cell phones, our hair, our outfits. Certain things help us be us. But when we're insecure, then we become possessive and controlling. And I'm giving you that warning that, you know, some people are going to return to that possessive craziness. And this is the warning I'm getting from Spirit telling you, you know, to tap into the heart, not to the materialistic side of things. I mean, they're giving me the direct message of tapping into your heart, not the materialistic side of things. Because something between that time when that new moon happens and that possessive energy can be possessive or speaking to you about securities, I'm putting that out there the way that I'm being given to tell everybody. Now, on the 25th, Pluto is going to go retrograde. So all month, Pluto is in shadow. For you, this is your 10th house, right? Yeah, your 10th house. We're talking about your honor, your reputation, your prestige, your professional world, your career, working environment. It's also the political arena. It is the financial success, the outer community, and the social foundation. The authority of that outer world. And where is your place within that? Now, you have Pluto, Jupiter, and Pallas here up until, pretty much up until the 15th, for the most part. And before Pallas moves into Aquarius. This is that, like I said, the 10th house, that outer community, the political stuff that's going on. Jupiter is bringing high abundance of knowledge and manifestation, magnetism to that energy. So whatever you feed Jupiter's energy right now is what he's going to feed you of manifestation and bring you higher levels of knowledge and information just coming at you. This is that outer community. But this is the thing. Jupiter is in shadow up until the 25th. Which means where you have fear of your honor and your reputation being ruined, where you have fear about your career, your financial success, your social foundations, that stuff's being tapped on. Pluto is death, decay, and destruction for renewal, rebirth, and regeneration. It is asking us specifically to drop the materialistic side of things, to start getting right with the soulful side of things. And up until the 25th, Spirit just said they're trying to light a fire in our ass. Light a fire in our eyes. They're trying to, get us back to our own eternal flame, our own, fires of our soul, our own, emotional depths, spiritual flame. And within that, build new honor and reputation. Within that, go in towards that self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, which will end up taking us towards, financial success. But all of this is going to have to do with your social foundations. And are they positive or negative? Pluto is tapping on your insecurities that's keeping you from getting right with self. By fearing what it's fearing on the outer community. Whether it's on that bigger scale or it's just your job, just your honor, just your reputation, just your professional world. I mean, it is a political level, but on a smaller level, it deals with your career. It deals with your finances and your social foundations, which is what's going to take it right into that 11th house, which is Aquarius. Saturn has just moved in, going to be here for 4 months, 2 months direct, 2 months retrograde, and then it's going to go back into that 10th house. Saturn in Aquarius, Saturn normally is like the slowest moving energy, and it's kind of like depressing energy, low vibrational energy. Saturn is all like, I'm all about my restrictions now, man. Don't come close to me. I don't like that. I need this many feet. And Saturn is about rules, walls, boundaries, and his restrictions. Well, now he's in the community. He's in your ideas of your dreams, your goals, your ambitions, your groups, your friendships, your community, your memberships, what you're a part of. And what you're a part of, does it support you? Does it support that true realization of what you want to see in life? The hopes, the dreams, the ambitions, your wishes. Saturn is going, I'm kind of a little bit, maybe I'll try new things. So he's willing to take those opportunities. But see, this month, he's got Mars going, well, let's go, dude. Let's go and let's do this. Mars is passion, fire, action, and aggression. It's the inner warrior and it's the inner SWAT team, as well as it's the inner belly dancer. Mars is confidence. Mars is fire, fire, let's go. Stepping on top of these, stepping on top of and talking to Saturn going, well, let's try something new. Let's take that chance. Let's get out there. Let's do this. So it's asking you to really put a fire behind your dreams, your wishes, your goals. Rekindle the flame within those friendships, but only if they're ones that are really serving you. Only if they're ones that help you to see your true authenticity, to believe and muster the strength to be the true you that even you're scared of. Because true friendships help build the prestige. I don't mean in ego ways. I mean they help you build your reputation. They help you stand in your authenticity. They help you create your honor because you're believing in it. You're believing in that self-worth, that self-value, that self-esteem. You're investing in your dreams, your desires. Is willing to take a chance and try to go after these things, but only if you have the right friends, the right groups, the right communities. Mars is asking you to go in with the warrior energy and chop where it needs to be chopped and have confidence to go after your dreams. Even if that means right now you've got to start doing school, you've got to do some studying. If that means as a writer, you're taking this time to write. As a poet, you're taking this time to write. Maybe you're a singer and you're taking the time to write the music or come up with the new songs. This is taking time to put into what you want to develop. Put it into you and having people that support you, helping you put that into you. As well as when you're friends with them, supporting them in the same way. If they're not there for you and able to help you with that, then they're not really friends. But here's the thing. You're going to feel that energy, especially this month, while Mars is here. Saturn's still going to be here for 4 months, but this is the energy that's kicking off that. So this is where that manifestation is actually starting to grow from. And then it will retrograde back as it goes back into honor, reputation, prestige, financial success, social foundations, and the true authority. So at this moment, it's taking the opportunity to test its wings and try and put out some energies. And then when it goes back into Capricorn, it's going to be there until almost the end of the year, reevaluating what you've learned over those 4 months. Let me jump back to that full moon. The full moon takes place on the 7th in Libra. This is in opposition of you. This is in the relationship zone. Yeah, the relationship zone. Anything you care about, you have a relationship with. But the collective consciousness is here in Libra. First off, Libra is all about harmony and balance and restoration of that harmony and balance. So it creates justice. But Libra is god-awful about actually doing it. It creates harmony and balance for everybody but itself. Well, this is asking you to have a little bit of me first energy, which is something you all are capable of. But it's also asking you not to do it from an ego standpoint, from a heart, from a compassionate standpoint. Because relationships are supposed to be balanced. You have sacrifice and commitment, which is Juno, in Libra. You have make, which is the lotus flower in Libra. And the growth of that lotus flower. I say all the time, the lotus flower grows in a swamp. Some of the most beautiful things came out of the ugliness shit that was inside of you. Because you dug deep enough to bring it up and out. To get rid of those lower vibrations. To lift, to light from the inside out. Haumea is the collective consciousness. So the relationship itself may be mirroring back to you the self-awareness that you don't want to see, that you need to see. Because this may be saying, here's something about the appearance of the relationship that's showing you a trick that helps you get deeper into the true personality of you, the awareness of you, the image and identification of you. The relationship may not be out of whack. It may be you that's out of whack and you're not seeing the relationship. And then it may be that the relationship is out of whack itself. But like I said, the collective consciousness is in the relationship house. But the lotus flower grows out of a swamp. So this is about walking through your inner Shawshank redemption within the relationships. And at the end of the movie of the Shawshank redemption, I mean, it says right there, that's the way Spirit puts it to me. He had to travel through a river of shit to come out clean on the other side. So this is on both sides, equal parts. And maybe mirroring for both of you. You may be mirroring the relationship back to them so that the balance can actually be seen and karmic lessons on both sides can be learned. But remember, the collective consciousness is in that relationship. So is sacrifice and commitment, showing you what needs to happen, but it's in opposition of your self-awareness. So there's something here in the physical relationship that's showing you about the healing changes that need to happen for a relationship as well as for the relationship you have with yourself. You're going to be noticing that on the 7th. That's when the full moon is. And like I said, you're going to be coming full circle to the new moon taking place in Taurus with your self-value, your self-esteem. Investing in you, investing in your securities. But when you're insecure, it becomes possessive and controlling in the very relationships. There's your warning. Let's see. Your third house, like I said in the beginning, is Gemini. It's also got the soul fire here. And I said right off the bat, Spirit was saying your communication is off the chain. It either is completely, full of agape love and being able to speak in the perfect tongue that makes people do what you want. So you're swaying them because you're able to communicate very well. Or you're very insecure and you're just word vomiting. This is going to be about your delivery system and your true intellect and your communication with yourself so that you can understand those messages yourself is trying to tell you so that you can control the communication you're trying to put out with the rest of the world. The soul fire is here. And Venus, bringing extra sensitivity to it, but the soul fire is telling you what it needs to hear. I'm going to come back for part 2. I have just a few more houses to go over, but it's about to end. Bye, guys.